G'day! Today at episode 474 of Trent 365, I ask brand guru Martin Lindstrom whether leveraging celebrities is really a good idea in the long term, just like Weight Watchers is about to do with Oprah Winfrey. And I was kind of surprised with his answer. G'day. The Oprah story is interesting too, because some of the analysts are certainly worried that now they're going to plan to roll out Oprah in a bunch of new campaigns, but the analysts are also expressing some concern now because they're worried that if the brand is going to hitch too much to Oprah's wagon, then they wonder how deep that relationship really is. Is that community going to stay with them moving forward?
Well, first of all, analysts, in all fairness, have never been good at building brands or running companies, because if they were not sitting talking about things, they would actually do it. So I rarely listen to what the analysts are saying, to be frank.
Right.
But I do think that Oprah Winfrey still has managed to maintain her platform fairly well in the US through her network called OWN. And I do think that she has a very strong group of followers. We see that in all sorts of different aspects. We've seen that in terms of her gathering crowds for the Obama election. We've seen that with her own product range of food, which have been fairly successful, I have to say, in the US. And we see that in terms of how many followers she has in the social media space. So she's not necessarily a brand which is dead. I do think that the biggest risk with Oprah Winfrey, however, is that she cannot just skate by the brand and throw a couple of remarks and then believe it's fixed. And we saw exactly the same problem when OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network channel, was established. In the beginning, she was not very involved. And I remember that very clearly because I went through OWN to have a discussion with the executive producers in LA. And Oprah Winfrey really, after the first 3 or 4 years, realized the only way she could get back on track was to be at the helm of the whole thing and run the show. And first, when that happened, OWN actually managed to get some traction because she has a very strong and deep understanding of the audience. And so does she when it comes to people which are overweight or which would like to lose some weight. But she hasn't been involved in Weight Watchers to the same degree. We saw exactly the same with her own magazine, Oprah. That magazine originally was driven by her. She then had Gail, her girlfriend there, being involved with it. And what they did was to map down the personality of Oprah. And I know that story very well because the former editor of the magazine is my ghostwriter today for some of my books. And the story is very simple. They literally have a guideline for how they had to write to the users, what the end of the readers, how the end of every story has to power out, what the tone of voice should be, what the angles of the story should be. All of that has been mapped down to a very concrete brand definition. And first, when that happened, she was able to leave the magazine and let it run by her own. She has not gone through those exercises with the Weight Watchers company. It's been a self-standing unit. So I actually honestly do think that Weight Watchers can get back on track, but I think it's first going to happen when she is heavily involved in actually running the company rather than running it as a remote control as she does right now.
I'm contemplating, thinking about thinking.